Okay, first a few things we need to wrap up with Kiddush Levana. Oh, sorry. Okay, back to where we're learning about Kiddush Levana. So we learned like this. The order of Kiddush Levana, you put your feet together, you look at the moon, you say the bracha. Then when you finish the bracha, Chodesh Chodashim, this is where we're up to. You jump 3 steps, you jump up, like you do by Kedusha. And then you say the expression, Baruch Yisach Yisach Berach Kenech, Kshem Shani Reike Knedach, so basically, you're saying, you jump up and you say those 3 things, which corresponds with the 4 worlds, by the way. So then you say that this, just like, what are you saying? Just like I jump up like this and I can't reach the moon, so in the same way, my enemy should not hit me at all. Just like I can't reach the moon, my enemy should not touch me at all. So there's a well-known story that the Rebbe Rashab, whenever he would say that part in Kiddush Levana, and he said, that my enemies cannot touch me, Chassidim didn't know why, but he would put his hand on his tooth, on his teeth. All 3 times when he said it, because he said that phrase 3 times. So he used to do it, and nobody knew why. Later on in the Friedrich Rebbe's time, there was a chassid by the name of Pinchas Altais, and he once had very bad teeth problems. He had very big pain, tooth pains. Anyway, he went into the previous Rebbe, and the Friedrich Rebbe told him, don't you know that when you say Kiddush Levana, when you say that sentence, that my enemy should not touch me, it's just good to put your fingers on your teeth. And that's supposed to help you for not having toothaches. So the way the story goes, the way they bring it down over here. So the Rebbe heard about it. Yeah. So he say that when our Rebbe heard about it, then he went into his father-in-law to check it out. And the Friedrich Rebbe said that it's true. So since then, the Rebbe, you saw this on the video. You saw it live also. The Rebbe, when he said that, would always put his hand on his teeth.
Which word?
Kach lo yuchlo oivai lingoya bilero. In that phrase. So my enemies will not be able to touch me at all. I'll remember when they landed on the moon for the first time. So there are certain rabbis or lay people that said, we have to change the text of Kiddush Levana, because Kiddush Levana says, just like I can't touch you, the moon, so my enemies shouldn't touch me. But the question is, now that we touched the moon, man landed on the moon, you're going to have to change the text. And it became a little bit of a tumult. So, as the Rebbe's very interesting style of doing things, so in the next Fabrengen, the Rebbe said, with all due respect to those people, they don't know what the words mean. It says, Shem shani reikid kenagdech. Just like I'm dancing opposite you, right? You're going up like this. Ve'eni yachol and gayabach, I can't touch you. So that my enemies should not touch me either. It doesn't say you can't touch the moon. It says just like when I go like this, I can't touch the moon. I will not reach the moon, which the Rebbe said will never happen, that an old man, he said, an old man on earth will go like this, he'll never reach the moon. So he said, why don't you look what the words mean? The words say, just like I dance like this, and I can't reach you, so my enemy, it doesn't matter, it doesn't say anywhere a man can't reach the moon, but not when you're dancing up those few little steps. One minute, we'll get to that. We're going in an order. So then you do that, and then you say David Malach Yisrael Chai V'Kaim, David Malach Yisrael Chai V'Kaim 3 times, and then you say Shalom Aleichem Aleichem Shalom, okay, to the same person, different people. If you have different people, you say it to different people. If not, you say it to yourself or to one person, and then you say Simon Tov and Mazel Tov, that thing 3 times. Then you finish the rest of it, like it says in the Siddur, and then when you're done, you say Aleinu. Now after Aleinu, you have Kaddish, regular Kaddish, and then it says in the Siddur that you're supposed to move the corners, shake the corners of your talus cut. Now, what's the reason for that? What's the reason why you shake the corners of the talus cotton? So different opinions say different things. Somebody says, like Har Tzvi brings down, because what's the union of tzitzit? Kiddush Levana has to do with Mashiach. That's why you say David Melech Yisrael Chai V'Kayim. Because then we say at the end over there in Kiddush Levana that it should be, when Mashiach comes, it'll be V'yir Er Al-Levana K'er Achama K'mei Sha'isa Kedem Miyuta. That when Mashiach comes, this light of the moon will be as big as the light of the sun, like it was in the 6 days of creation before Hashem lessened the moon, like we discussed. So therefore they say that when Mashiach comes, it's going to be Laila Kayem Yoir. When Mashiach comes, the pasuk says, the night will shine like the day. So the Har Tzvi brings down, in Mitzrayim, the last night that the Jews left Egypt, so that there's an interesting medrash. The medrash says that the Jews in Egypt did not circumcise themselves except Shevet Levi. Levi was the only tribe that did bris milah in Egypt. None of the Jews did bris milah. The night that the Jews left Egypt, Moshe Rabbeinu brought his korban pesach, the Paschal lamb. So it says in the Medrash, Hashem made the smell go all over the place, all over Egypt. And it has a good barbecue taste, I guess. There's probably good spices on it or whatever. So all the Jews came running to Moshe Rabbeinu and said, give us part of this korban pesach, it tastes so good. So Moshe Rabbeinu said, Kol ado lo yochel bei. A person's not circumcised cannot eat from the Paschal lamb, so you guys can get it. So it says in the Medrash, that night, all the Jews went and circumcised themselves.
Did they get the meat?
Yeah. Then he gave them the korban pesach. There's other questions involved. Ein hanechel al nuyov. That was the whole thing about you can only you can only eat by the people that were counted for at the time of the Shechita. Okay, so there's a lot of issues with this. But the bottom line is that the Medrash says that all the Jews went and circumcised themselves that night. So there's a famous question on the Medrash. At night, you're not allowed to do a bris milah. Bris milah has to be b'yom hashmini. So one of the answers that some people give, that the Rebbe doesn't like, is that just like by Mashiach will be Laila Kayem Yoy, will be night, the night will shine like the day. So the same thing, the night that the Jews left Egypt was mamish like day. It was shining like day. Based on that, they did bris milah. So some people want to say that's why we move the tzitzis, because then, like this night, you don't wear tzitzis. But when Mashiach comes, it's going to be day, so then you will be able to wear tzitzis. So this is all interconnected to, one second, the Rebbe doesn't like the whole thing. So there's another reason why we shake the tzitzis, because by the Kiddush Savannah, we want to bring down the Shechina. We're going out to meet the Shechina, we want to bring down the Shechina. So it says that the awakening from below that gets the awakening from above is a mitzvah of tzitzis, because tzitzis reminds us of all the mitzvahs. So therefore, by the concept of tzitzis, that's the awakening from below that brings down the awakening from above. So that's one of the reasons why it's brought down that by Kiddush Levana you shake the tzitzis. What?
How does Alein get to as a Kiddush Levana?
Yeah, but it's not true. For instance, after a bris milah, when there's a bris, officially at the end of the bris, you say Aleinu l'shabech with a kaddish. Aleinu is an ending prayer for a lot of things. You know, they say there's three things. Came to Hashem with a complaint. Okay? One thing came, the Yud. I'm sorry, the Hey. No. The Yud of Sarai came with the complaint to Hashem. He changed the name from Sarai, which has a Yud at the end, to Sarah, that has a Hey at the end. So the Yud came and said, it's not fair. You know, you took me away. So Hashem said, calm down, I'll take the Yud, and like this, you're the end of a woman's name, Sarai. I'm going to make you the Yud at the beginning of Yehoshua. His name was Hoshea. Moshe Rabbeinu added the Yud. Where did he get the Yud from? From Sarai that he took. Other people say Hashem took the Yud and split it into two Heys. Sarai got a Hey and Avraham got a Hey. Okay. Next thing is Aleinu l'shabech came to complain to Hashem. Says, yeah, you put me at the end of davening, everybody's running out, give a little spit, and they're out the door. You know, it's not fair. So Hashem said, don't worry, I'll put you in middle of Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Musaf, and everybody's going to sing, and they're going to bow, you know, like we daven in Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur. Then the third thing is a mamzer. A mamzer came with a complaint to Hashem. He said, what's my fault? My parents did something wrong, I'm illegal, I'm a bastard, a mamzer. I mean, what do you want from me? So Hashem, how did he satisfy the mamzer? Hashem said, I'm going to make you the president of a shul. The president of a shul is a mamzer usually. So anyway, so Hashem pacified all these three things.
When you shake, do you shake the actual tzitzis or the beged?
So Yenaya Shulei Atalas cotton, it says. But if you move the tzitzis, automatically you're shaking the garment.
But it's enough to shake one of them, or you have to go all of them?
The minig is all of them.
How many times?
What? I mean, shake.
And then also, if this is idea, you said this is the Lasata, which causes that, why don't we do, why adapted by Krishna?
But again, that's the Shechina, Kabbalah's Pnei HaShechina, the Gilui Mashiach. So we want to awaken that particular Gilui Mamayla. Even every mitzvah says it, but this is a unique Shechina thing that the Levana has for Mashiach. What?
I also understand that the moon is going to be as bright as the sun.
Yeah.
So we won't have night anymore.
No. Not after Tchis HaMesim at least.
What about sleeping?
Oh, I know people that sleep very well during the day. Especially, like they say one of the reasons that you have a machitza in a shul, it's a joke, but one of the reasons you have a machitza in a shul is because when the rabbi speaks, everybody sleeps. And they don't want men and women sleeping together. So they make a machitza down the shul that when the rabbi speaks and everybody sleeps, so the people have no problem sleeping during the day. All you have to do when Mashiach comes, the rabbi will get up to speak, and they'll fall asleep right away. It's not an issue. At least you want it for a good reason. Yeah.
I also heard because we're blessing the Levana, we're not going to think that we are bringing the Levana, we give a tzitzit, so it's a mitzvah.
Maybe. Okay. Other people bring down another reason, because there's a Yerushalmi that says whoever has been meticulous in tzitzis will see the Shechina. Okay, that's it with the, and then you, now, so there's a number of people asked me last night, well, can you do Kiddush Levana on Friday night? So normally it says that Kiddush Levana you're not supposed to do Friday night. Why don't you do Friday night Kiddush Levana? Because there's a concept of Tchumim, and the Shechina is coming outside the Tchum, whatever, there's things like that. And also is the Kiddush Levana is receiving the Shechina, and therefore a Marvin Simcha B'Simcha, you don't mix the Simcha of Shabbos with the Mitzvah. That's what it says in Sfarim. But it says in halacha, I know some very big chassidim will disagree with this, but in halacha, even the chassidish poskim, they're right that if it's the last night, then you could do it Friday night. Because normally you try to avoid doing it Friday night. If Friday night is the last night of Kiddush Levana, or Yom Tif would be the last night of Kiddush Levana, then it says you do.
It's also carrying, you don't have to take the seal on this.
No, that you can walk outside in a place where you can carry it. It's not a reason. Okay, okay. What else is there with this? 1 second. What?
Going back to what you said about when Mashiach comes tonight, will be okay. What about what Hashem says is a sheep, and Hashem says that it's Son night and the right did, so he calls.
Yeah, but that came about, that was the prerequisite of the sin of Eitz Hadas, of the original sin. So when Mashiach comes, that original sin won't be existing anymore. Won't be existing anymore, and therefore the moon will shine like the sun. No. It's the Sirusa del Sata, the awakening from below that, huh? Yeah.
I heard when I was, I a reliable source, they said you were throwing away your sins by doing that. And I was wondering why sins truly.
No, some people want to say that by Tashlach, and they refute that completely, even by Tashlach. No, it's nothing to do with sin. What does that have to do with sin?
Har Sinai was also forgiven of the
Yeah. Anyway, but there's a, stop to finish, Rabbi Hillel Padich was a very great chassid. In fact, they said he was half Rebbe, half chassid, whatever. But if he couldn't do Kiddush Levana, he would get deathly ill. He used to write, if there was no Levana in Russia, don't forget, Russia winters are not like California winters. There was stuck no moon for months at a time. So he would write opinion into the Samach Tzedek and say, you better do something. If not, I'm not going to be able to handle the pain of not being able to do Kiddush Levana. He said he was going to push a die. And Samach Tzedek used to help him out.